All right. How's everybody doing today? What we have today is another edition of the Queen of the Hill. We got Cheryl Erbrecht versus Connie Wasinger, the Waz. We got to zero out their scores. I'm sure they'll figure that out. Race to 6. We're playing 8-ball today. I'm assuming Kelly Nickel couldn't make it today, so we've got 2 new challengers today, Cheryl and Connie, and this should be a pretty exciting match. I'll see if I can pull up the questionnaires for each one of them. We've got the big tournament going on in Romines. That's where a lot of the players are. I do believe Kendall is still in the bracket. You can see that on League Pool Stats. Just look for Romines. It should be in the active list. But we got a lineup today, that's for sure. So we got the Queens playing right now. And then we've got the Jesters at 1:30. And we got the Knights at 4:30. Is it 4 or 4:30? You guys know better than I do. So I'm solo in the booth right now. We do have the juniors going on. We have Caden Hillman doing lessons with MH Penglaze, the putting Penglaze. I can give you a quick peek of what that looks like. MH is teaching cue ball mechanics, fundamentals, all that good stuff. It's just nice to see that the juniors are excited to come out and play, you know? Keep the sport moving. So we had the ladies' leg for the game. Cheryl won that leg and picked 8-ball, so it's a race to 6. Connie won the second leg, which gives her the first break. Hey, Andrew Bundy. Do appreciate if you guys share to your Facebook public profiles, pages, groups, things like that. You know the drill. Try to get a few more people on here to enjoy this match. And I will pull up the information for today. Yep, at 4:30, it's the Knights. So for the Jesters today at 1:30, we got Adam Putzlutz and Mike Bellinger. Yeah, I'm going to screw that up a few more times, Mike. Don't worry. And then for the Knights, we have Doug Liski and Jason Parker, the reigning Knight. Should be a good match. That's all today, live on the King's Court here at Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company, Appleton, Wisconsin. Yeah, they need to reset the score. I'm sure after someone wins, they'll figure that out. Otherwise, I'll have to step out of the booth and help them out. It's 0-0. Good catch, though, Andrew. It's one of those things. You're setting 1,000 things up, you know. You miss one minute detail, like a decimal place. Oh, kind of a light break on that. Take a look at the overhead. I mean, someone's going to have to break that stuff up one way or another. Easy starter shot on stripes. Unless I missed a ball going through those details. I'll have to keep tabs on some of these tournaments that are going. We also have the weekly Sunday tournament starting at 1 p.m. today at the Mad Apple. It's a tiered entry. For most people, it's $10, $15 to get in. Race to 4, 3 on the losers. A lot of pool for $10, $15. So come on down. Make sure you get down here before 1. Fong will do sign-ups. And you have a good time. Hopefully getting some practice. Played it off the 1. One of these balls is going to be used for a breakup shot. The 12 might go on the side. Larry Dasso. How you doing, my man? Yeah, I'm sticking with the blue light special for a little while. I earned it. Ooh, that 8 ball. Nobody likes seeing that 8 ball travel. Gets you to pucker up a little bit. How's the sound? Is it good? I pretty much just fired everything up. There was an update. You know how it is. Anytime you're in a rush, there's an update. So we started 5 minutes late, but everything seems to be working smoothly. Hey, Rick White, man. Thank you. Man, that's a nice early super chat. And for those that don't know, the super chats and any revenue, ad-driven revenue, benefits the juniors program here. Things like entry fees, hotels, jerseys, probably a handful of other things. I mean, Mad Apple used to sponsor juniors before the stream was even a thing. So I know we pay half of all entry fees to any weekly tournament for, I believe, the sponsored juniors. I don't want to say all of them, but I'm sure there'd be no issue. I mean, we definitely want to see him come out and play, right? Nice shot. Yeah. It's all fun and games till you're 18, right, Andrew? And then you got to pay rent. Parents of the past. I know it's kind of a dying breed. I know my parents were like, you either go to school or you pay rent. I'm like, see ya. If I got to pay rent, I'm going to pay rent with some friends. And then you begin life. I'm sure everybody's got a similar story. Sean Hanna says, go, Cheryl. Ooh, sneaks that stripe in off the 8. Still got a problem, though. Might be able to make this 9 with some bottom right and crash into that. That could work out pretty nicely. Oh, I guess I could lean back. Get comfortable. I'm going to be here for a while. Oh, she left it in the pocket. You know, that's not that bad either because there was no shot on the pinky. I don't know. She's knocking the shots out. When she stays down and she focuses, I know Connie's been practicing a lot. And those of you that know Cheryl know Cap, really good pool player in Wisconsin. He participated in the King of the Hill match a couple of times, I believe. Kind of a tough rack. I think I'd be shooting the 5. If that angle was there, that would break everything up. But again, that 9's blocking half that pocket, so it's easier said than done. Shoots the 4, more of a safety shot. Does leave the 9 again. But the 12 is still sitting buried in there. Now, does the 12 go off the 3 in the corner? There's always an opportunity there. Or she'll play a safe. But you don't want to break up these balls and then just hand over the table to your opponent. Nice little safety by Cheryl. It's going to be one of those games where neither one wants to break up that pack. Look like ball in hand. We'll have to do the replays on that. You could always rewind, but looking like it hit the 2 first, giving Cheryl ball in hand. And again, Rick White, appreciate it, man. If I didn't say it enough, starting off the day right. Super chats help. You can always come in and donate directly, too. You know, you don't have to use the YouTube system, although it's easier for most. At the very least, if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. Share. Pass it around on Facebook. We no longer stream on Facebook. We're trying to do exclusive on YouTube. Works out better anyway. The quality's there. The ad system's there. They're definitely doing it right. If we only had 1 million, subscribers, right? We could retire. We'll send these juniors to China and have them compete in some of the biggest matches of their lives. And let's be honest, pool players, it's tough. You got travel, hotel, food, entry fees. And that's just a start. If you win first, maybe you get some of that paid back. Pick up some sponsors. They help cover some of the rest. It's getting better, though. I know I was watching the Michigan Open, and first place went from, $14,000 to $20,000. So that's a big jump in 1 year. With inflation, that's about a $5 gain. But, hey, it's something. Oh, a little tricky on this 5 ball. I don't know if you can make the 5 without doing a split hit. And they're going to have to get a ref to watch that. If she chooses to shoot that, I'll send Caden Hillman over there. He's helping do the training in the juniors program. He's too old to play, he says, But he'll teach. Yeah, we have to fix the score. I should just run out there and do it. We'll see after the first game. This is still the first game, Rick, so one of them should notice that the score's not right? You would think. And to be honest, I'm surprised it wasn't zeroed out. Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't on the Wi-Fi. I think maybe they had a power outage. Everything was off. So they're probably looking at zero. You know what? I can fix that here. There we go. Look, how easy was that, huh? Should have done it in the first place. Fired. You're done. You're done. Nice shot. Oh, my goodness. With good shape on the 8.
If anybody's watching, just peep in here. Just say hi.
Hey, John, nice to have you up in the booth. Oh, he ran away. That's all he had to say. Big supporter of the stream, John is. That will be the first game. Going to Cheryl. Gotta say, great out. 3-ball run there wasn't easy. Now we know where Cap got his skills. And as far as Kelly Nickel, I would assume she'll be back next week to play the winner of this. Don't quote me on that, though. Yeah, that was clean, right? 3-ball run, good shape on the 8. That definitely picks up the level of the match. I mean, if you're the opponent, you're kind of like, wow, I can't leave that kind of a setup because she's getting out. I kind of like being up here by myself. I got nobody arguing with me. That's a plus, right? It's like being single. Oh, my wife's not listening. She never watches these. Excellent break. Much better than the first one. No clusters. Good opportunity here. I think I'm picking solids. I mean, eventually you got to come back down for the 1, but hey, 1 ball at a time, right? There, I'll mute the other mic. Maybe it won't pick up so much background sound. Such luck. Ah, good partner, Larry. I know that Caden Hillman and Connie just pulled off a Scotch doubles win yesterday. First place. Saw that on Facebook. Was talking to Holly, Caden's mom. They're like, yeah, it's 15 minutes away from our house. We should try to make this happen. We're always traveling hours and hours and hours. Let's go to this one. And they won. See if I can find the questionnaires. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, the Michigan Open was amazing. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but same champion 2 years running for the men's division. And, yeah, Savannah Easton, solid player, junior, young, playing with the big dogs, holding her own. There's hope for pool. These young pool players, they've got more professionalism than some of the pros do. And that's good for the sport. It's good for the fans. Well, Connie's hard at work cleaning up this table. Ah, 17th. Yeah. I mean, she's kind of the superstar there, being so young. She's only going to get better. I mean, all of them are young. Seems like everybody's like 20 years old. Shooting perfectly on those 9-footers. Those Predator tables with the new cloth. Seemed like they did well. Didn't see any weird rolls or anything. I kind of like how the pockets are flush. Also, I think it was one of the main ones, CSI, getting the Predator bar box tables with the same flush pockets. The shape is the same as a Valley, but I mean, you can tell they seem cleaner, right? They got the blue cloth. My guess it's the Predator cloth that's very similar to the Simonis. AKA Championship. They're all very similar. It'll be fun to play on those this year for BCA. I'm used to that tournament being in Green Bay. I'm not sure where it is this year. I do know WSBA, the singles, is going to be in Appleton again this year. That'll be fun because I live in the area, so it's cheap travel, right? No hotel. Still going to complain about playing at 7 and 2 a.m. and then 7 a.m. again, though, no matter how close I live. Just don't lose. If you don't end up in the loser's bracket, you don't end up having to play at 2 a.m. Plus, I mean, I think the goal here for WSBA by breaking up the teams and the singles, since they've got record numbers playing every year, is that it's not going to be such a cluster. Andrew, I do believe yes. But I hate to say something that I haven't signed or that I know 100% for sure. Sounds like we'll do the same thing we did last year. But obviously a year of improvements. It's kind of tough out there at the venue because of the music. You know, they crank the music and sometimes it gets overly loud because people bump the wall. Like every single year, someone bumps the wall and turns the lights off and turns the music up. And they got tablets all over the place that control everything. It's a little strange. Hopefully they got that figured out this year. Nice safety there by Cheryl. Oh, I take that back. I was going to say that would have been a tough spot if it would have hung in the pocket, but that's ball in hand for Connie. Can't ask for much better. Man, that just kept rolling. Didn't think it was going to go in. Should be a lot of fun. Hoping that we get Patrick, Kendall, maybe Roselle out there again. Jason, that is. It's a good time. Yeah, Jason's a good commentator. And I talked to his dad, and it sounded like he used to commentate for baseball in high school. So he's got a lot of practice, which makes sense because he was just a natural. Working on breaking everything up nicely. I'm liking the look of this table now. 4, follow up for the 3. And then where are you taking the 8? You know, I think that's the That's the big question. If we look at the overhead, brought to us by Cutthroat Q Sports, the 8 might go off the 11 in the side, but man, that's a tight window. I mean, you could shoot the 4 and then leave an angle on the 3 to come back around. Maybe shoot the 8 in the same pocket as the 4, but that's a tough leave. You can see the overhead here. Connie's analyzing the table, trying to figure out the best approach. Which, when you think about it, sometimes walking around the table a couple of times helps settle you down. Then you can see the angles a little better. Okay, she went. I don't think she wanted a bump. It's going to be a little tougher. Kind of a tough leave after the 4 there. I don't know if I'm winging at this trying to cut it, because you really don't have any control over the cue ball. You don't have a safe option when Cheryl's got this many balls left on the table. Fred Renner, how you doing, man? How those asparaguses? I hear that salsa's good. What, Taylor got like a 12-pack. He won't share, man. He's not very nice. You know, looking at it from this angle, I still don't like the cut. But I guess 3 rails around, maybe a little bottom right. You probably end up crashing into the 9, though. Yep, she's rethinking it a little bit. She didn't get all the way up, though. Partial adjustment. Ah, she did get through the window. Look at that. Would have had the shot on the 8. Still, as tough as that is with the 11 there, I know it looks pretty easy, but I guess you could just glance off the 11 in the side. Most likely the option there. So this is a good opportunity for Cheryl. Tons of safety options now with her defensive line across the table. Hey, John. It's Sunday. I don't want to scare you, man, but you missed a day. But spaghetti sounds great. Yeah, I'm sure Taylor finished off that salsa when he got home. No doubt, Fred. Nice combo. Leaves the 9 open, which is always nice. Now, this is just kind of like player's choice, you know? Do you shoot the 9, then the 10, roll up for the 15? I think I like that best. A little more natural. Gets you a good angle on the 15. Yeah, there you go. That should roll up nicely. Shoot the 10 with a little bit of top. Get that great angle on the 15, and then you can just roll up for the 13. 8 ball on the side, unless you get straight in. Maybe, you know, a lot of pool players don't like the sides, so they shoot angles for the corners, which I understand. Oh, rolled a little far. Made this shot a lot more difficult now. because now you have to use inside English and put a stroke on it to get back to the 13. And I don't really see a cross bank with the 3 ball there. Yeah, this is a little tricky. Now you got to reevaluate the whole thing. Do you just shoot the 13 now? Then you got to go back and forth and get good shape on. Oh man, that's the thing. 2-3 inches less roll, and this would have been game over. So she is choosing to take the 13 first, which makes sense. I think she got a good roll there. 15's blocking the 3. Never happens for me. Oh, did I say that out loud? I was playing 10 ball on Friday, and I swear, anytime I miss, I set them up perfectly. Connie going for the kick shot. Just want to get the hit. Oh. And that's funny that your brain kind of plays that angle in your head. You think, okay, I need to go in this pocket. You almost aim for that pocket. Yeah, sides on the diamonds are nothing to be afraid of. But, I've noticed, I don't want to name too many names, but Tom Beshta, he doesn't like playing stuff in the sides because I think he's used to the valleys. And the valley sides are so weird. So you notice some of those players playing shape for corners and ignoring the sides as if the sides don't even exist. And a lot of those players were raised on valleys. Good shape on the 13. It's really Cheryl's choice on what she wants to do with this 8. Little bottom right, come out for the 8 in the side. More of a natural roll. Stun, 8 in the corner. You can even just roll forward. I don't like getting on the short side of this, though. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I'd say that was a touch of bottom right. Good stroke. Pulls it off the rail nicely for a straight-in 8 ball in the side. That's going to bring it to 2-0. See, there are no commentators curse. Not when the ball's that easy, right? 2-0 and a race to 6. We'll see if Connie gets in the game here, which I know she will. She just needs that opportunity. Kind of reset a little bit. Connie's taking a little bit of a walk. See her over here in the bottom right, talking with Caden Hillman. You can't see him. He's hiding. You see the juniors are spread out. One really big junior on table 8. Nick Like Sr. Kind of acts like a junior, right? No, don't tell him I said that. Got MH playing on table 8 as well. So after the lesson, they set the juniors, free, and they get to play like a league match. They all play. They rotate through the other players, and they play singles, 8 ball, looks like. They keep score, and they track that throughout the whole season. So they get lessons. Then they get to play kind of a juniors league. So there's some tough competition, right? And then in between, they get one-on-one lessons. You see them doing something weird, maybe a quick improvement to how they're holding the cue or the bridge. Look at that break. Another solid break. Everything's, well, I'm liking stripes because of the 4-1 being a little close for comfort. Not too many issues here, though. Everything kind of has a pocket, stripes-wise. Get the 10 out of the way. The 15 will go in that same upper right pocket. See how she navigates. Could be a table run. I think the 14 goes in the bottom left as well. The only thing I'm not shooting here is the 15-10 combo first. I don't like that. Yep, she's choosing stripes. Yeah, Fred, yeah, slow rolling. It's kind of an art. And I think the more you play, the less you slow roll and you do more of a stun run through. But sometimes you just can't beat a little follow and a slow roll to get that position. Don't have to overcomplicate it when you're just going for the win. Okay, she's looking at the 12 ball, which has a little angle, little draw. Should come off the rail nicely, give her some options. You guys must be sharing because we got pretty good numbers today. But if you haven't, take the link from YouTube, which you can do share, copy, link, and paste it on your public profile with your 5,000 friends, most of them of which play pool. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a few more people that enjoy these Sunday matches. And not to mention our Friday matches have been amazing. Little John versus Sergio last week. That was a great match, 19-21. And then last week, John pulled off a win against Chad Gaz. Very close match. They played 8-ball, Chad's choice. And if I remember correctly, it was only a few games apart. Chad had the lead for a little while there. Fong, good morning. There's the man, the tournament director with style. He's out front wearing the Apple suit right now, trying to pull people in for breakfast. If you can see Fong wearing the big Apple suit, I'll show you a picture of that someday. He likes that suit. It's got to, spin the sign, bounce around. And just a reminder, we do have the Sunday 8-ball tournament starting at 1, so you still have time to come here about 12:30, get signed up for that, and you can watch the Jesters and the Knights live. Have a good lunch in the Scratch Kitchen. Best food in the Valley. Kind of like the Morning Madness. It's a burger with a over easy egg on top. Hash browns. Oh, man, my favorite. Super messy, but that's the best part. The hash browns kind of soak up the yolk, Doesn't get much better than that. Well, Cheryl's got some work. Not very easy from where she's been left. We got the league man, Ron. He's taken off. Got his paperwork done for the week. One of these days we'll get him in the Sunday Weekly. Yeah, Fong. Well, Kendall is. And Kendall usually does the Queens with me. And Patrick is out. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's retired. He's super busy. It's a great shot. Oh, you know what? I can find that picture. Well, Fred, you can come on down, play in the tournament, or just have lunch. It's kind of quiet. We had Oktoberfest this weekend, downtown Appleton. People are taking their time waking up. Pretty big here in Appleton. Walk downtown, down the strip. They've got food vendors and all kinds of stuff. No traffic allowed. They do that every year. But Fred, you just can't beat crispy hash browns, right? I mean, that's just where it's at. Tim. Yeah, I know you work. Tim, you usually come in. Oh, yeah, you're normally here on Sundays. Yeah, you got to work today, huh? Guess you got to pay the bills. Not going to say that sucks or anything. Job's good, right? Technically, I'm working. But I get to have fun while I work. I get a snickerdoodle for every hour. And then a ribeye. And unlimited beverages. And cash. Yeah, Kendall's been good to me. I won't lie. Yeah. Yeah, you know what they say. How do you make a pool player a millionaire? Start off as a billionaire. Ain't that the truth? Little pocket blocking going on here. I think Connie's got the opportunity to make this 6 and break up the 4-1. I know it's a thin cut. You can always take the 5 and go off the top rail and blast into those as well. Another good option. But you can't forget about that 2 ball. That's going to hold up your whole show. She opted for a save. I'm going to find that picture for... Oh, you know what? I got a new phone. Yeah. I'm going to find it. We're going to find Fong in the apple. I know it's in the Mad Apple Player Society group. Sorry, man. I'll have to check the bracket out from Romines. I know Kendall was in the top 8, and that field was heavy. Had players like John Fields, Sergio, and that's just to name a couple. Well, Cheryl's not wasting any time here. Yeah, that was a mistake. Safe on the 6. I think the idea was right, but you definitely had to hide the cue ball for that to work. And then maybe you would have got your 2 out of there. That brings Cheryl up 3-0 in a race to 6. In today's Queen of the Hill. Oh, I found the apple. Fong, I found the apple. You're done. See how fast I can get it on the screen. While they're racking, Connie taking a quick run. But she said you can go ahead and break. So when it's your turn, if the opponent wants a break, you don't have to stop. The rules are Cheryl can just break and run, and she doesn't need anyone to watch the table. You can only take breaks and expect the gameplay to pause if it's your turn. All right, I got the apple. So is anybody coming down for the Sunday 8-ball other than Fong? Because Fong's running it, of course. All right, Cheryl to break. Oh, the bracket? League pool stats. Just, Midwest. Wisconsin. Look for row mines. Should be in there. I'm guessing they've already started. I believe it was a 2-day tournament. All right, here's the apple, as promised. Where's Waldo? If you look closely, if you look real closely, you can kind of see Waldo. So that's the apple Fong has to wear outside in traffic. It's safe, too. It's like styrofoam. So if you get hit by a car, you just bounce around. Just kind of roll down the highway a little bit. Cheryl with another great break. Always making a ball on the break. Always has a shot after the break. Not breaking and running, but staying in control by picking the suit is huge in 8-ball. So I think I'm shooting this 3 and just blasting into that. I mean, you got to get that 6 out of there, right? I mean, you're up 3-6. You can afford to be a little aggressive here. Hey, Keating, appreciate it, man. G Money from one of my favorite childhood movies. Not going to name it. But Pookie was great in it. Appreciate it. I think it's a little easier. I mean, the one thing with commentary is you don't have to be afraid of a little pause once in a while, you know? Got to give the viewers a break. She obviously doesn't like the 3 first. I mean, it's not a calculated shot. There we go. Okay, so got a little opening up by the 5 and the 6. I'm not sure if the 6 goes there, but past the 14. But it looks pretty good. Solid still favored to win. New Jack City. Ding, ding, ding. Rick White. Anyway, that was a great movie. One of the classics, you know? Kind of set the stage for shows like The Wire. Cue ball control. Sometimes my racks are so random. Worry about the 8 and the 2 in the corner. Yeah. You know, what I've learned, and I've gotten some lessons from some people, but namely Matt Strong. He sat down and gave a whole lesson on racking. in our 8-week course, which was priced very, very well, especially at my level at the time. I needed every little bit of that. And you really have to spend time with the rack. You can't just rack them. You can't just move it above the diamond because it's tight. You won't ever make a ball. You have to mess with the spot. You have to adjust it. You have to make sure that at least, certain balls are touching the 8 so that you get good spread. It's pretty much an art and a science, unless you're working on brand new tables with brand new balls and tight, perfect racks or magic racks. I think people still like the randomization of a regular wood rack, or in this case, the diamond plastic racks, which I don't mind. And I was told by Skid that you're supposed to use the rack upside down. Yeah, James. Who would have thought that movie, how the Jeeps are back in style now, right? That's like 25, 30 years later, and everybody's driving around in G-Money's Jeep. Who would have thought? Full circle. Oh, nice try on the combo. Didn't leave much. I wouldn't be too excited about this. Maybe shoot the 4, get it out of there. Maybe make it. But even if you miss, Stripes is still in trouble. Change the theme song to New Jack City. We get a copy strike instantly. It's crazy how they hear songs. They are a little lenient, though. This Friday, I think Kendall had earbuds on when he was traveling to Romines. And when you have earbuds on, you can hear the music. And I was telling him, man, no, the music's lower than it's ever been. And we didn't get a copy strike. Even though you can kind of hear the music in the background if you're really listening, as long as it's not blatant, YouTube doesn't hand out any warnings. Which, in my opinion, is kind of BS. I mean, think about all those live streamers that are walking around. If someone has a radio on, it ruins the whole thing. They can have an hour stream, 3 minutes of music. The music industry, what are you going to do? Yeah, Rick. Yeah, there's a lot of good quotes in there. Hey, Supkiss, how you doing? How's the mountain? For those that don't know, Supkiss owns a mountain, lives at the top of it, and plays pool. And she's probably one of the number 1 to 3 fans. There we go. Fred's got the info. Kendall versus Tommy Pawalski. Hey, Snow Fox, thanks for the subscription, man. It's tough to get these days, without the Facebook marketing, which is another story for another day. Since we're on YouTube only now, I'm sure you can imagine. Then we got Gil Hernandez versus Mark Berry on the 1-loss side. Duncan versus Sergio. Matt Daber versus J Fed. Last 4 on the winner side. Doesn't look like it started yet, Fred says. So my guess is they're probably going to start soon here. I think that makes 8, right? So all of the players that are left in that tournament are the top 8. And I believe they're all in the money. Don't quote me on that. Payouts, probably not Calcutta. Supkiss, more storms on the mountain. Nice combo there by Connie. That was just a safe. I like that. Knocked her ball in. This is going to be a tricky one. First player to get an open table, some breathing room, is going to finish this up. Who's going to be the one to break it up, though? Arabong. Pinoy. Watching from Dubai. Can you... Let's see if Caden Hillman will watch this shot. Thanks, Caden. Here, we'll give you a look at what that's kind of looking like here. So there's a little discussion here on, making sure that there's a good hit. And from the booth, I know it seems easy, but we don't like to call shots from up here. Now, if they ask us to, a lot of times one of us will run out, right? See if she gets a good hit here. Yeah, look good. Thank you, Caden. If you watch this later, he makes a good ref. He doesn't get in their face and shark. He just watches the shot. That's what you're supposed to do. So I feel like everybody in Dubai has a Lamborghini. Wonder how we got a viewer from Dubai. That's pretty cool. Hey, thanks for the subscription. From Dubai, no less. The man-made body of land. I'd like to see it someday. I'm sure a lot of us do. One of these days. So we got Supkiss in the mountain. We got Pinoy at Dubai. We do have a lot of viewers from Japan and Australia. I look at the analytics sometimes, and it's pretty interesting. A lot of people watch, especially on Fridays, right, when we have 400 or 500 viewers. And they don't all chat. They're just quietly watching. A lot of people will take this YouTube stream and stream it to their big screen TVs. Whether or not you have the chat on or not, definitely makes for a good experience. You can see everything much more clearly than looking at a phone or a tablet. Good save here by Connie. Not a lot going on. Cheryl's got to knock these solids in. Does that 6 go? No, I think the 15's in the way, so... Tough. Now, the saving grace may be that the 15 still doesn't go by the 6 for Connie as well. So, this could be a two-way shot. Try to make it, but also leave it tough. So, Connie doesn't have a shot afterwards. Wisconsin is the center of the world. And we take it for granted that we have such neutral weather. We have 4 seasons. Granted, a pretty short fall sometimes, but snow hasn't been too bad. Every 5 to 6 years, we get a really bad winter. But we're used to it. Our cars hate it. That slurry salt that they put all over the road. Oh, nice try there. 3 ball in the corner. See, I don't think there's a huge door here. We might see Connie bank this 12 ball. She's not afraid to bank. But I still don't know if that 15 goes. Let's take a look at the overhead. Yeah, looking at it from the overhead, you can see that the 15 does not go by the 6. Looks like Connie elected to play a safe. She's not going to be happy with that. That may have sold the farm. 6 to the 5, 5 to the 3, and then 8 in either corner. Yeah. Yeah, the weather is definitely a little strange sometimes. But we don't have a lot of tornadoes. We don't have earthquakes in Wisconsin. We don't have a lot of floods, even though it's kind of all marsh, wetlands. I like that. Good choice. Good choice. Comes out for the 3, which makes a lot more sense than shooting the 5 and then hoping and praying to get on the 3. See, you can always learn something. And you could tell. I mean, Cap must have learned a lot from Cheryl and vice versa because she's playing smart, super smart. Yeah, cue ball. She didn't take the bank. That might have been too aggressive. I think she's thinking she's down 3. Let's play smart. But she overhit the safe and sold out. Hey, Mr. Cato. Yeah, you guys still have time to come down and play in the Sunday weekly. Doesn't start till 1 p.m. Central. Fong will be here if he's not already. Pretty quick. Oh, I don't think she's going to like the leave on this. Now, that shot, you either go 3 rails or you just roll up. I don't think I would have tried to come back off the rail. Because even if you had the cue ball on the rail, you could have just drew off the 5, shot the 8 in the upper left. Yeah, Connie's Fargo doesn't represent her skill level at times. I mean, there's a lot of really good players at the Apple. On and off, we get tons of 550 plus, 600 plus, the occasional few 700s. And it's not easy to win. Oh, I think she was just looking to either just thin the 5 and play a safe or maybe go off the rail, kick the 5 into the rail for another safe. So this gives Connie a good opportunity to get on the board here. What a turn of events from selling the farm to ball in hand. Can't beat that. Good stroke. Stun that out. Side pocket. The angle's a little strange, but I think if you just slow roll this, take what the table gives you here. And just shoot the 40-degree 8-ball. And we all know these get tough when you're nervous, but if you get your aiming down and your pre-shot routine and you stay down, you follow through, these aren't impossible. In the hole, Connie on the board. Three to 1 in a race to 6 today at the Mad Apple, Appleton, Wisconsin. One more look at Where's Waldo. Pretty easy to find him. Fong's going to kill me. He's not. He's probably traveling here, so he's not seeing this. That's a side gig. So I do think that this is the second break for Connie. She had the first one. Won the leg, had the first break. Her first break left a pretty good cluster in the middle of the table, hoping for a little more spread. She's got the ability to break and run. I've seen it. You at least want control after the break. You know, make a ball, pick your suit, play it safe if you have to. She's got her pea shower glove. They just came out with those a year or two ago, and they're right up there with the top brands, if not the best. If you want to try them out. Speak of the devil, the tournament director has arrived. You guys got about 40 minutes to make it here if you want to play in the weekly. Hop in the car. And we'll look at the overhead here. I think I'm taking stripes just because of the starter shots. Probably 9 to the 13, maybe get the 12 out of the way, kind of work backwards. Yes, Upkiss. Good points. I mean, Fargo sometimes when you play a good field, and you lose all the time, it's going to go down, but you're learning. And if you're changing your fundamentals or you're getting some training, your skill dips down. And if you stick with it and have the patience to not go back to your old ways, then it'll go up again and it'll go higher. You know, just think of a chart, right? It'll go higher than it was before, and then you rinse and repeat. You just got to get tune-ups. Training is important. You know, find someone that works well with your style and get some lessons. So Connie able to get back to the table with stripes, and she's loving every minute of it. She blocked the 9, though. 9's going to be a problem. Now, that could have been the breakup on the 9. But you don't want to sell out, hit the ball too hard, go for the breakup and miss. So she's playing carefully. Rick White says, I'm an hour and 45 minutes north. Can I get into the second round? Yeah. I mean, it's a random draw, so we can't tell. But if you want to send your money on over, Rick, I'll get you in, and we can give you a chance to play in the losers bracket. And that would be cutting it close. You might have your second match before you even get here. I'm almost wondering if we're going to see the Skinadors. I know that Barry had his birthday on the 21st. They're in Vegas. And I know Roy played in a tournament at Griff's, like a $5.99 and under. Not sure how that went. I haven't checked the brackets. I know they're due to be coming back here pretty soon. They might be here today. Yep. Fong's got all his gear. Tournament sign-up has begun. Well, Rick, if we can make your day go a little smoother, it's fine with me. It's the neat thing about pool is it's been streamed a lot more in the past couple of years, and you're starting to see the pay-per-views dwindle down a little bit too. Obviously, the future of the sport is sponsorships, not pay-per-views. If you want to get normal, non-pool playing people involved. We'll get pool back up there. Right now, axe throwing and cornhole are slightly more popular on TV, which is a shame. I think Matchroom's doing it right, though. Fast and fun, 9-ball, tight pockets, a little bit of drama. All right, Supkiss, go cover your tractor. You don't want to get any water on the tractor up in the mountain. So she said she was repairing her road. They're getting a lot of rain at Supkiss Mountain. I wonder how she gets internet up there. Must be satellite. Look into that Elon satellite system. Because I know when you're out in the boonies, you definitely don't have any options for much else. All right, so Connie played a safety there. And you know the 14-11 combo might come into play later. So Cheryl's got to work through this. And sooner the better, get the 8 and 7 broke up. Oh, first shot, 6 in the corner. I think she wanted to roll up for the 2. You know, I might fire at this 3-2 combo. Or the 4. You know, you're not selling the farm if you leave the cue ball in a difficult position with the way Stripes is laid out. We got Adam Putz-Lutz in the house, going to be getting warmed up for his Jester's debut at 1:30 today. I think that'll be Adam and Bellinger. Franny sent me an image. She's got the stream on a huge TV. Looks like while you're working, getting work done and watching pool. What is that, a 60-inch TV? That thing's huge. Yeah, that's the way to do it. YouTube does a real good job with the casting to smart TVs, unlike Facebook. And the quality's there. Depending on your internet connection, you can easily get an HD signal out of these streams. We don't really broadcast 4K, but we re-upload the Kings matches in 4K for those that want the best of the best quality. Just helps with the bandwidth. Rick's got a 75-inch TV working at home. Oh, his alter ego is Franny. Well, now that makes sense, Rick. So do we call you Rick or Franny? Yeah, that's a huge TV. It covered the whole wall. I'd show it, but your laptop's in view, and I don't want anyone reading your emails. Tricky shot here. Oh, just hit the point. Still not sold out, though. 7 balls still in the cluster with the 8. 3 balls protecting pretty much everything. This game is not over. Yeah, I noticed a lot of that going on. A lot of Facebook accounts are getting hacked in the past 2-3 weeks. It's kind of strange. People that I've had on my friends list for years are all, just missed the stripe. But you know what? No shot after that, so let's call that a safety. Yeah, a lot of people are getting their accounts stolen, and they're recreating accounts. It's kind of a shame that you can't get your account back because there's no support over there. But I do recommend that you guys go out there and turn on your 2FA, your multi-factor authentication. Then your password isn't the most important thing anymore, right? It's going to send a text message to you with a number. And once you log in on one computer, it remembers that. So you don't have to do that every time, but that'll prevent, these script kiddies from getting into your accounts. I mean, they're not really hackers. It's all script kiddie stuff and dictionary, brute force hacking, stuff like that. Yeah, as soon as you get a message that says, "Hey, how you doing?" from somebody you haven't talked to in 3 years, they've been compromised. Blocked. Well, I'm glad you got your tractor covered up, Supkiss, before the storm. Well, it sounds like you need like a warehouse. Store all your equipment. Wow. Did you see that bank? That was clean. I mean, the question here is that I think I would be taking the 3 ball, but you got to be careful. You don't want to hit the 7-8. Yeah, she's looking at that now. Does the 7-8, is the 8 wired for the side? Probably not worth taking that chance. Yeah, she won the last game. She sold the farm on a bad safety, but Cheryl, in return, hooked herself and then gave Connie ball in hand, and Connie finished a 3-ball run. Clean. Yeah. And there's kind of a rule on safeties, Is the safety harder than the shot? And if the safety's harder than the shot, you really got to think about it. But I think to get to the next level, say Fargo rating, 500 up, 550 and up, you got to start playing safeties. You can't just, have the Color of Money theme song in the back of your head and you're just banking everything in. Hope, that percentage of that happening is always pretty low. You end up breaking everything up, selling out, and then you lose. But one good safety can be the difference between a match even. It's funny how a lot of players won't start playing safeties till they're down or till their opponent's on the hill. And at that time, it's almost too late. Now you're just nervously playing safeties. Got to get in on that early. Tricky table. Yeah, I mean, unless you're an expert banker, and if you were an expert banker, you'd probably be a 550, 600 player. It's not a bad shot here. In a way, a safety. So Cheryl could fire at this one ball and break up the 7, but you still have that issue where I do believe the 7 and 8 are wired to the side pocket. I have to get my ruler out. But you don't want to take that chance to lose the game early. Knocking in that 8 ball. We'll see. She's shooting at the 1. Plays it real thin and leaves a cue ball on the other rail. There's a little bit of a safety battle we got going on. What to do here? I like this. As long as you don't scratch. Yeah, okay. Just put it in the pocket. Set up your balls so that you have the capability of running them without a whole lot of cue ball control needed. You just knock them in one at a time. Now, let's take a look at this from the overhead so we can see the angle on the 1 ball. Not a whole lot of angle there. I mean, you'd really have to hit this with a good stun stroke to float over to the cluster there. Taking her time. You know, probably best she didn't make that. Looking at the angles, I think the only safety is the 15. Connie's on that. Oh, now you got another opportunity here. I mean, you can thin the 1 in the corner with maybe a half tip of right English, inside English, and the cue ball will come right for that cluster. But do you take that chance? There's no guarantee you're going to have a shot on the 7 after this. Now, when she was up 3-0, you got to weigh out your options on when to be aggressive. I'd probably go for it. It doesn't mean I'd win. Going to see if I can pull Caden into the booth earlier. Just missed it. Yeah, you needed some inside. And even if she put inside on it, it was hit so soft that the spin would have, wore off before it hit that top rail. Yeah, I don't know. This one's a little tricky. I mean, you're almost better off just giving her ball in hand. But the thing is Connie can just keep playing safeties now until you have to go at that 7. So the kick into the 7, something has to hit a rail after legal contact in BCAPL rules. And all I see happening is the 8 going right in the side or hitting the point before it, which is too risky. Draw a 3 on the apple, Supkiss? Yeah. I think there might be a 3 on the back. You had to have room for the face, and I guess it's really hard to see through that. Thank goodness I've never had to put that apple on. But the Mad Apple's right off College Avenue. Just a few blocks from 41, Highway 41. So, real easy to do some marketing. We got kind of a frontage road and then College Avenue, and there's just traffic all day. Yeah, I'll get more pictures of that. Next time he's in it, I'll do a video. And we can show that off a little bit, if he'll let me. Fong does everything. Kitchen, tournament directing, where's the apple? I don't know if he bartends. Plays pool, though. He runs the tournament and plays in the tournament. And honestly, he does pretty well. TK in the house. Where's Bumblebee? So Cheryl going for the kick on the 7. She wants to hit the 7 first, obviously, for a legal hit, and then something has to hit a rail. That would be ball in hand. And the 8 does not tie up the 15 in the bottom right, so this would be a real good opportunity here for Connie. I'm shooting the 14, then the 9 in the side, and then, work your way down. 11, 15, 8. She prefers the 9. I just don't like cutting through the leave here. If you shoot the 14 first, you can kind of stun out and be in the cone of the leave. If you're relying on perfect draw, you're always going to either hit it short or hit it long. But even a stop shot here would be fine, right? Yeah, she got perfect. A little close, right? So, you can see that anything could have gone wrong there, right? But it works out perfectly for Connie. Oh, she got back up off her shot. She didn't like something. Ooh, boy, you got to be careful. Hard to follow through when you're that close. Drops it. Now, you can either go rail first with a really soft hit or hit the 11 thick, but you want to leave the ball down on that bottom rail. Perfectly struck. Now you just use a little bit of top and you just get yourself out of there. I don't like draw here unless you can pull it out. And she did. So she used draw, maybe a touch of bottom right, pulled it out nicely. It's got a little bit of an angle, but, anyone would take this. Just don't scratch. Rolls it in perfect. Good speed. Connie's on the board with 2. Told you she was going to come back. So we're going on about an hour and a half with the match. We've got a score of Cheryl 3, Connie 2, and a race to 6. BCAPL 8 ball. Yeah, she wrapped that up nicely. I mean, there's a million ways to shoot it. I think when it comes down to 8 ball and picking the proper rotation, you got to think less cue ball movement, less technical skill required. Can you find a stop shot out? If I shoot this and follow up 2 inches, all of a sudden everything becomes clear versus trying to power draw out. We've all been there. And I think it's the toughest part of 8 ball. And I think that's why a lot of people like 8 ball, because you have options. You get a little off on one, you go to plan B, plan C, plan D. Can't do that with rotation. Gets tougher and tougher the further you get out of line. So Connie to break. How crazy would it be if she broke and run this and tied the match? Yep. Cue ball slightly off center, it looks like. Or pretty darn close to center. Breaking from the rail. Kind of helps. Breaking from the rail on a bar box sometimes helps people get that pop break without having to bridge. So got a little bit of a cluster there. Little friendly banter back and forth. Connie said something like, "I break like a girl." I don't know what that means. I didn't say it. I just heard it. Yeah, Connie's played in the Queen of the Hill a few times, and she's won. And if she gets the opportunity, if the opponent gives her chances at the table, she will win. And I guess that goes for anybody. Even though there are 100 difference on the Fargo. Yeah, it's a little tight here on the 14. Thinking she might go rail first. Yeah, Subkiss, you are correct. Off the rail, 14 in the corner. Take a second and thank our sponsors, Cutthroat Q Sports, Billiards Hall of Fame, Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame. By the way, they're still looking for players, and I don't know if the banquet's full, but you can reach out to John Kramer if you're interested. It's always really fun. There's always some pros there. There's speeches, keynote speeches, things like that. Everybody's dressed up. You don't see that very often. I remember the first year here, we had Jeanette Lee. That was amazing. And next year, it'll be back at the Apple. So make sure you get your subscription. I go for the 5-year. Price is right, and you save money. Then you don't have to worry about signing up for it every year. Then you get to nominate and vote for who you want in the Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame each year. Good save. Don't know. Well, is it possible the 13 goes in the corner? So also like to thank Erickson Auto Trim, Queued Up Podcast, Nate Mindom. Christensen Heating and Air Conditioning. P-Shower Custom Cues. A nice return safe. Papa-Lock Locksmith. If you ever lock your keys in your car, they come out, don't damage anything, help you out. Good price. Brownies Carpet and Upholstery. And the Clarion. The Clarion's attached to the pool hall. So you could stay at the Clarion with their saltwater pool and hot tub, and then walk right on over, have breakfast at the Mad Apple, play some pool, get into some tournaments, and when you get tired in between matches, you can go soak in the jacuzzi. Pretty sweet deal. Price is right, too. Rick White, you just contact Kendall. If you want to get on the sponsor list. And we're starting to get so many that we have to figure out, we're either going to shuffle through them or make them smaller, and I don't know, we'll figure something out. But if you're interested in being a sponsor, just contact Kendall Cook through Messenger or stop in. You know, you can just talk to him in person. A lot of times the best time to talk to Kendall is during the day when the pool hall's a little quieter, and you can grab him up for 15, 20 minutes and work some stuff out. Debbie says, break like a girl, all bust, no balls. Well, when you break dry like that, which I tend to do a lot, I don't know if I can say that, though. We'll just leave that there. But yeah, Rick, hopefully that answers the question. Obviously, we'd need a high-quality PNG logo, transparent, and then work out the details with Kendall. There's a lot of opportunity for sponsorship in the pool hall, too. I know above each table there's a light and a scoreboard, and there's an open area for local sponsors as well. And I know Kendall works very closely with the small businesses in the area, local, which everyone's always saying, small business, support your local business. Well, they have the meetings right here. Does it get any more local than that? Avenue Auto. Yeah, we definitely should get your logo up there now that you opened up your own shop. I mean, honestly, you should be the first one to talk to Kendall. Derek? Or Justin? Or Schwartz? Or whatever one of your 1,000 names are. Team Mod. We'll just go Team Mod. Ask Cleopatra. I'm not sure what that means. Are we talking about the Cleo's Bar? The staple of downtown Appleton? Yeah, Rick. You can give us some information. Same with you, Avenue. And Larry, anyone that's interested, you know, I mean, if you can't get a hold of Kendall, just reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, and I'll make sure that you guys get connected. Obviously, he's busy with a tournament today at Romines, but he'll be back tonight. So we're slowly working through this rack, this cluster. And it looks like the 6-ball might go in the corner now. So this, after this combo, This table could be wide open. She put a ton of left spin on that, which, as you know, if you're jacked up, you masse, plus you get a little bit of deflection. And then also the throw. When you add all that up, you miss. Yeah, pool looks easy on TV, right? Not when you add up all the physics. I was watching the Michigan Open yesterday, the finals. And it's just amazing how some of those pros, it seems like so effortless. You know, they can move around that 9-foot table. And even if they get on a line a little bit, they always find their way back. Aloysius pulled that one off. First place of the Michigan Open, 2 years running. Oh, the 9-ball hung in the corner. This gives a real good opportunity for Connie to clean some of this up. Now, do you take the 6-5 right now? I do. Let's take a look at the overhead. You know, I think it goes. You can do 6-5, stun out for the 4. And then your problem balls are all out there, right? 7, 1, 2 can work through those. There we go. Left the 6 real nice. That was a great shot. You just gotta think through this. Where are my natural leaves? Do you spin off, try to stay on the rail, shoot the 7 next, come around for the 4? You know, that worked out. She bumped the 8, but now she has the 2. I kind of like this. 2, roll up for the 1, 4, 7, 8. That's what I see. Pretty natural, too. Just a little follow. Maybe a toucher right off the 7. Ooh. She's got to be careful putting English on it. I don't know if she meant to hit the ball on the left there, but that almost deflected, and she overcut that. And that's something you'd be kicking yourself as you're going back to your seat. Oh, look at that spin. Unnecessary. So when you put that much spin on a cue ball, you have to deal with deflection. She put enough power on it to defeat the squirt, but, I mean, you still got to think about the deflection. It's just so much harder. Just a little bit of draw. That's all she needed. Well, I'm sure Cheryl's excited to be back at this table because when she saw that leave on the 2, I'd have been sitting in my chair thinking the worst. Yeah, I like this. 9-15, roll up for the 10. You just got to be careful with the 8. Probably 8 and 10 in the same upper left pocket. Ooh, she cooked it. Yep. When you put a ton of English and go rail first, that really speeds it up. You can see how much action she got on the cue ball. Again, English was not necessary on that shot. And I think a lot of players, including myself, we would play a lot more consistently with less English. I mean, when a ball's in a pocket like that, and I learned this from Jerry Bryseth, you've got about 1,000 different ways you can shoot it. And that's before you think about English. You hit it thick, you hit it thin, speed. You can pretty much put the cue ball anywhere on the table just by how much you cut that ball. And again, that's before you think about English. It's a safety by Cheryl. Leaving it pretty tough. No real shot on the 1 or the 4. So she chose distance and did block the 8 from the upper left pocket. That might come into play. Makes it a little more difficult. Yeah, and that Supkiss, dropping your opponent's ball, after legally hitting your ball first, is a valid strategy, right? I mean, you want to start knocking your opponent's balls off the table if you start getting into these back and forth safety battles, because then they have less soldiers on the field. And the less soldiers they have on the field, the more you can play safe. So even right now, if Connie's feeling a little feisty here, she might go for the 4 ball in the side, which with just a little bit of a stun shot would give you the 1 ball. But you can also play safe. Not the easiest safe. You'd want to hide the cue ball behind the 1 and the 8. But I think Connie's feeling it, She's seeing red. Bank the 4. Wow, more spin. That was maximum spin. Left hand spin. I think I'm going to replay that one so we can see. Watch the cue ball here. See how it's spinning to the left? So she used inside English on that to try to hold it. Very, very, very difficult. I'll just watch that one more time since it's queued up. Yep, left English, right into the pocket. So that gives Cheryl ball in hand. She's got to get 3 balls out of here. Honestly, I'm shooting the 15, then the 10, roll up, 8. And I think that's what she's looking at. So she's looking at, hey, can I just put a little stop shot on this 15, get an angle on the 10 so I can roll up for the 8? I can appreciate that. Yeah. She'll be thinking about that one, Supkiss. JJ, last year ACS, I played an intentional foul, pocketing my opponent's only open ball. Yeah, that comes in handy. You get rid of that ball, now they have to hit the 8 ball. And they most likely will break it up, and then you run out. Another good strategy. But a seasoned player most likely will give you ball in hand back. And it kind of goes back and forth. Seen that before. There's a lot of rules. It's not all about just playing aggressively. Yeah, I don't think she got where she wanted. I would have probably gone for the 10 in the side. What's that saying? Follow for the dough, draw for show? Or is it draw for show, follow for dough? There's some truth to that. If you watch a lot of the older players and they're running racks and it's a tense situation, I believe they would rely on more of a natural angle and some follow versus precise draw. Because once you get your nerves involved, unless you're a pro, draw can be a little unpredictable. I mean, Supkis, I didn't mind the 15 first, but I think that instead of trying to draw it for the 10 in the corner, you shoot the 15, follow it for the 10 in the side, and then just have a natural angle to get the cue ball on the left side of the table for the 8 in the upper right. Again, Captain Hindsight, right? So she's shooting the 10 in the side. Oh, or maybe the bank. Either way, gives Connie an opportunity to tie this match up. This is not an easy shot. I'm playing safe here. You know, she's got spin on her cue ball. I wonder if that's intentional. The safety's good. Don't get me wrong. But I've noticed Connie's last 3 shots had a lot of spin. She might have used that to widen out the bank. Locked her up pretty good, though. 10 doesn't really go anywhere. You don't want to give Connie ball in hand.
If anybody's watching, just peep in here. Just say hi.
Hey, John. We'll see you Friday for the King of the Hill, 7:30 Central. I don't know who he's playing. Nobody does. Maybe Kendall. Kendall might have an idea. Oh. Just missed the 10. And if there was any confusion, also scratch. Ball in hand for Connie. So this is, this is personal preference. I think I'm shooting the 4, coming down table for the 1. But you can shoot the 1, come down table for the 4. It just depends on if you like going long table for the leave on the 8. I think this simplifies it a little bit. You stun this out, get middle table, and then you can either follow or draw for a simple shot in the 8 upper left. Yeah, you don't want to overthink this too much. You don't want to overspin it. You don't even need a lot of English on this. She stunned it over. Hesitated a little bit on her forward stroke, coming up a little short. And this could be a little dangerous, caroming off the 10. So she chose to hit it thick because the scratch was huge there, right? So this leaves the 10 ball most likely off the 1, and just stop it there and shoot the 8 in the upper left. This is a crazy game. I couldn't have guessed who this game was going to go to, and I don't want to jinx anyone. But I do think Cheryl's sitting pretty good right now with the 1 off, the 10 off the 1. I mean, again, I'm looking at it from a monitor, so I might not see the angle, but looks like it should carom pretty nicely. And if she misses, could be safe. Oh, beautiful. Yep, didn't overhit that one. See, I was thinking draw, stop shot. Just a nice, smooth stroke. 10 ball goes dead center pocket. So you're left with a little bit tougher 8 ball. I think any one of us would take this shot and be happy doing it. Wow. Center pocket. 4-2 and a race to 6. Cheryl's been breaking better than Connie this morning, leaving the table much more open. This will be nice to see how this works out. Take a look at the pool room. We got Mark West, MH, Caden Hillman. Oh, look at Rose now. Looking like a lumberjack. Got Billy Mays on table 6. All right, here we go. Cheryl to break. Let's see if she's got that power break. No, Supkiss, I mean, I know. She only had one ball left, but hard to not beat yourself up when you had a few chances. I've been there. Good break. Drops a couple balls. No scratch. Wide open table. What are you guys taking here? Take a look at the overhead. Maybe easier to see some of the angles. I think I like solids. Probably start with the 7. Work my way back, maybe to the 2 around for the 6-3. It's a nice table. Yeah, I don't see a real easy starter shot for stripes. I mean, 13 kind of puts you out in the middle of nowhere. You're bumping into the 1. Yeah, I like solids here. Personally, my first shot would be the 7 because that really is the only ball that's in trouble. See, I like this. She's taking the 7. Yep, slides over. A little more angle than I saw. But still, now you can take the 5. Good shot. You can see the overhead here. The room overview. Friendly banter. Yep, taking the 5, which honestly was the only other problem. So depending on how she shoots this, you can take the 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, don't block the 6. You know, that worked out perfect. Would you look at that? Now, I'm not a fan of the 6-2 combo, so I think she's going to have to shoot this 3 and try to get to the left side of the table for the 2 and come around for the 6 after. But we know how that goes. Cue ball control is not easy. I never missed a shot in the booth. And we do have the Jesters match starting at 1:30, which is 20 minutes from now, which most likely will get held back until the end of this Queens match, which we only started 5 minutes late. So it's been a little bit of a slow match, a little bit of back and forth. Do appreciate the people that are sticking around to see who's going to win this battle. Oh, the 6 went right past the 2. That's even better. You know, I hate to say it, but I think I'm shooting the 3 and then the 1. Because the 2 is nice. Well, you can't really come around for the 8. I might take that one back. I mean, you got to think about it. If she shoots the 2 now, then the 3, she's got to somehow go from the 1 to the 8, and that seems harder. 2 ball would be a good key ball. If that 10 ball wasn't there, yeah, I think she's thinking about this now, or just roll up for the 1 in the bottom left. Yeah, perfect. See, straight in. Now you just roll up for the 2. You got to leave yourself an angle, though, so you can come back. I'm not saying the 2 to the 8's easy, but it's definitely easier than the 1 to the 8. Depending on where you land, of course. Yep, she did pick the 3, Supkiss. And the 1's in sight. Is she thinking about the 2, though? She's kind of bouncing back and forth. Maybe she's thinking, where do I got to leave the cue ball after the 1? I mean, really, if you just leave it a couple inches forward from the 1, you can just use a little top inside, come back down for the 8 in the upper right. It's probably what we're going to see here. Just a little forward. You don't want too much angle on the 2. You almost want to be straight in. But a little angle helps because you don't have to cheat the pocket. It's perfect. That is picture perfect. So now if you look at the overhead, you can see the angle coming from the 1 to the 2. Slight angle to the left. All you need is a little top. Maybe a quarter tip of inside left. And that ball will go off the left rail and slide out for the 8 in the upper left. It's easy, right? Now, if you get a little nervous, maybe you underhit it, you could follow the cue ball right in. And if it's too straight, you gotta rely on draw, and that might be what she's doing here, because I can't really see the angle. Yeah, a little bit of draw off the rail would work out really nicely. Got to put a good stroke on this one. Yep, the top. Yeah, I had it right the first time. I don't know why I doubted myself. Now, she hit it so well with so much inside that she ended up being stuck on the rail, but she's got, I mean, a darn near perfectly straight in shot here. We'll slide over to the side view so you can get a better picture of this. I mean, it's on the rail. It's a little nerve-wracking, but is this a break and run? Oh, center pocket. Strong. That was strong. Cap would be proud. I mean, I've seen Cap play here quite a bit, and I do believe Cheryl's playing better. One more game. Now, I don't know. I memory-wise, I can't remember. I don't think that was a break and run. I think it went back and forth. I don't know. Someone peep in there. Cheryl broke. Was that a break and run? You think I'd know, right? Slide over to the overview. You can see Connie's definitely in the hot seat right now. Holding the cue, just waiting for the opportunity to get back to the table. The fact that she's kind of looking around the pool room, does that mean she's already given up? I noticed that about the pros. Even when they're in the seat, other than some eye rolling and some weird looks and, that we're used to seeing from some of these pros, they really focus on the table. Even when it's not their turn, it keeps them locked in. They're not looking at their phones. They're not playing music in earbuds. They are focused on the table, waiting for that opportunity to get back up. She's been breaking great. I got to take a lesson. She's made 2 or 3 balls every break. Now, other than the 11, I'm liking stripes. But you can get that 11 out right here off the 15. I think I'm going with stripes again. Ronnie the Rocket watches always like a hawk. Snooker giant. I mean, there's something to be said about staying focused in the game, right? I mean, as soon as you start looking at your phone or looking around the pool hall, if anything, your opponent will get stronger because they know you've lost interest, focus, concentration. Pick one. Nicholas. Hey, I do my best. Yeah, I'm solo today as well. Obviously, there's the Romines tournament going on that Kendall is still in, I do believe. That's a huge tournament. I think it's for autism awareness over at Romines. I think there was so many 600-plus players in that. Just tons of beasts. So, yeah, you shoot this 15, you get the 11 out of there, and you're free and clear. You got to get the 11 out of there. Otherwise, there's no point in continuing. Now, from this angle, it looks like it goes. Okay, it was thin. I don't know if that was a save or a miscue or what, but Connie has an opportunity here. And what would you shoot at? The 10-9 combo? Is that even available? I mean, I want stripes. At all costs, I want stripes. Oh, the 15? Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see that, Supkiss. I didn't know if it was close enough to go. Looked like it from the monitor. Yeah. Supkiss also says you learn from losing. Well, that's all I've learned. Well, you know what's funny is that, you know, I've won a good handful of tournaments, especially 20 years ago when I used to play. I had so many trophies from college and everything. But then when you started going to KK Billiards, playing John, you're like, man, I really don't know how to play at all. So you have to start picking up your game and trying new things and working out the kinks of all the bad habits you've picked up. And you don't remember the wins as much as you remember the shot you missed, you know, and that's something you got to change. I played in Friday's 10-ball tournament, and I played pretty well. I didn't win it, right? But what I left with was more good shots than bad, including positional shots. You know, staying down, following through, getting position, one ball to the next. We were playing 10-ball, right? So you got to play position. If you're just banging balls in, you're not going to win a lot of 10-ball games because you're always going to be left with the 8, 9, 10, and you're going to hand that over to your opponent. So you got to take the positives away, right? As Patrick would say, the PMA, positive mental attitude. And that definitely helps. Oh, okay. I don't know if she called the 3 or the 9, but when it's an open table, you can use any ball, except for the 8 first, to combo in something. So now I'm still taking stripes here. 10-9 combo. You got to break up that 11. Don't save that for the end. Supka says, I build houses all my life. You learn to see straight. Or your houses are all crooked. I don't know. They got laser levels and stuff now. You should probably get a little setup. Yeah, so I like that shot. I mean, right now she has the option of taking the 10 or the 15. But you got to still think about when is the opportune moment to break up that 11. Now, do you want to combo the 11? 11, 7, 15. Risky. I think that's what we have now is a 3-ball combo. I'm shooting it. I think you have to. I mean, you could shoot the 12, right? But you're jacked up over the 1. You got to put a good stroke on it. Tons of top left just to try to get the 11 out. Or you just shoot the 3-ball combo. I think you got to take this. Medium stroke, right? You don't want the 7 to get stuck in front of the 11. So the way the angle is, it should move out of the way nicely. Yeah, okay. So we moved the 11 from one trouble spot to another. But the angle off the 12 should move that 11 and keep her moving forward here. Well, yeah, and that's one of the lessons that MH teaches, as well as Kendall and Mason and Caden. And even Connie does a little training with the juniors. Tangent line, right? Tangent line's super important. Figure out the contact point. Make a tee. And with a stun shot, the cue ball's going to go that way. Once you learn that, I mean, I think that's the basis for cue ball position play is learning tangent lines. I think this is over. I think she shoots the 11, stop shot 14, 8 in the upper left. I think she took a moment to breathe, but there isn't a whole lot she has to figure out here. Even if you end up on the rail here, you're fine. Stop shot. All you need is a stop shot. She slow rolled it in and moved forward. Not bad. Now you just slow roll the 14. I would not dig down and try to draw this or stop this. I would just pocket speed, roll this in the corner, and take the harder shot on the 8. I mean, the cue ball is going to go forward and down. But with the 7 there even, I mean, the 8, that pocket is so big for the 8 ball. I think this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We might be on schedule for the Jesters in 5 minutes. And if that's the case, we'll see you soon for the Jesters. See? She took it simple. Rolled up. No sense in trying to overcomplicate that. I mean, who would not want this shot for the match? Out of the 50 viewers, I think all of you would take this all day long. Center pocket, doesn't use the 7 at all. That will wrap this match up. Cheryl wins 6-2. She is the new queen, and I would assume Kelly Nickel will return next week, but I don't know. 100%. We'll have to find out next Sunday. So please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We're going to go live for the Jesters in about 5-10 minutes. So, honestly, another match coming up. And that match is going to be Bellinger and Adam Lutz, which, you know, he never was offended when I called him Putz Lutz. That's what everybody calls him. So, Adam Putz Lutz. See you guys soon.